All right, it's a video going at more on the crypto side, actually the blockchain side, and the future of cryptos, or the future of the Federal Reserve. I mean, what are they going to do? The United States Federal Reserve or other central banks in the world? What's their plan with cryptocurrencies? What's their plan with blockchain technology? What's their plan with modern collaborative systems that can react instantly and not take days to transfer? How can you tokenize? How can you track? How can you, benefit from this new world? And this man here has great videos from the Delta Report, and his latest video over the weekend was very interesting about crypto and the Federal Reserve and how he found out about this site. I never knew about this site either. I never even knew. I've heard rumors that President Trump and the executive branch are looking into starting a sort of crypto thingamahoo or whatever, no facts there, but I never heard the Fed itself. Obviously I've heard Fed recommend Bitcoin or Ripple at meetings. I've heard these sort of things mentioned before as acceptance of cryptos, but this is a whole site to the pursuance of faster, better payments that used to take days or even a week, and with human interaction to speed that up. Now, what's interesting, I did a lot of research. I did a lot of what I basically would do was you do a site semicolon the site, and the key term you want to look for, like crypto, and then you can see all the times crypto is mentioned on this site. And now if I go and did blockchain, I get something else. But you'll get some interesting stuff, from 2013. But the final report is from 2017. And basically, when I downloaded that, so what you see, this from 2017, and the way I see that is I dropped the PDF on Flight Check, a tool to check digital files. So Flight Check looks inside the file like an X-ray machine, tells you what's used inside, how it's used, and all that kind of stuff. Really neat, all details. But what you see is that the file was created in 2017 with Adobe InDesign on a Mac, professional desktop publishing tool. So very serious stuff here, right? And what we get into when I do a search in here for crypto, you got a few hits. What was interesting was they list here under blockchain. Then I found that they have all the various proposals. Now, this is for the first stage. Stage 2 is coming up, and they want that done by 2020. So keep that in mind. So this was the first stage, and they got all the recommendations here. And you can see Ripple, which is of course XRP in the crypto world. That's a true cryptocurrency. I don't know about what these other companies have. We'll have to research that. I did look into a couple of them, like the World Currency Group. They were a bit old school, but there's a lot of stuff to go through here, of course. So you see, establish governance framework and members by just happened. So there should be something coming out real soon about that. The stuff in 2017 is already out. And basically what it comes down to is, if you look here, this group of consultants and industry experts in the financial world and currencies, these are all the proposals that we're from. This is the Clearinghouse FIS proposal. See Ripple and some of the other ones we whizzed over there. But here, this chart, there. Summary of task force assessment and comments. So basically, which one do they like? And hands down, it was TCH, the Clearinghouse. But Ripple, you'll notice, was right up there. I mean, it was maybe a third behind Shazam. So, but what was the Clearinghouse, right? Well, the Clearinghouse has a bunch of stuff that they recently announced with all kind of banks using their new system. So that's like the first phase they were talking about, I think, and that's what is out there and available. Yeah, I searched for blockchain. They got a bunch of stuff on the blockchain there. All right. Whoops. So here was their announcement. The clearinghouse, the first new core payment system in the U.S. in more than 40 years, initiates first live payments. So first live payments began end of last year from these participating banks. No small names there. Well, let's look at it that way. I should have done that search on a couple other ones actually. Blockchain. Yeah, 63 report. They got 63 mentions of blockchain on their site. So that is very interesting. The hype, the opportunity, and what you should do. By far, the most people are saying, in this, I don't know how they, got to read this more closely. Was a variance in agreement, but in any event, the task force seems to be pushing for this TCH, the clearinghouse, with the FIS dealy bob. But what's interesting, if you try to do a search and look around for the clearinghouse and Ripple, you'll find that people are tying all of these together. Ripple's linked to many of these banks. Ripple's linked to some degree to the clearinghouse. Of course, it's just research. There's nothing here to, no press release, no proof. So it'll be very interesting to see, to look for the links between Ripple or other known cryptocurrencies and some of these players in this, Fed Payment Systems Improvement.org. Uses security that protects end-user data and reduces payment risk with digital signatures and certificates to authenticate and authorize transactions. Well, let's just look up real quick here. Token Inc. The smart move in open banking. Oh my, yeah, look at this. Open API access all banks for data aggregation and direct payments. Currently connected 4,000 banks. Holy smokes. Itself has still 5 desired outcomes to achieve. So they still have to work, further. They're going to have more stuff to come. 5 desired outcomes: speed, security, efficiency, international collaboration. Needed payment system improvements are collectively identified and embraced by a broad array of payment participants with material progress in implementing them. The Federal Reserve will actively engage with stakeholders on initiatives designed to improve the U.S. payment system by facilitating ongoing stakeholder engagement in payments improvement efforts through a highly interactive and flexible payments improvement community, and further outreach education efforts to create awareness and encourage adoption of identified improvements and initiatives. Very interesting. Very interesting. And you can even follow them on the social media, they're right out there. So really curious what they're working towards. But they're working towards something. All right, so if the backbone is going to be blockchain based, which there's a high probability it looks like that's the way they're going. You saw the keyword searches on many of those sites of crypto blockchain. There's just a lot of information in there about blockchain. So even if they go like a generic blockchain and keep the old fiat system for now, they could really, at the flick of a switch or a click of the fingers, issue a cryptocurrency and launch it out there, whether based on existing token like XRP or even Bitcoin, or a whole new thing like the Fed coin or whatever it might be. There's all kind of rumors out there. So it's just really interesting. Just got to really, pay attention here. What's the future hold? Because if you can get above the curve on this one, there might be some interesting, possibilities. In any event, it certainly looks like the Fed is researching cryptocurrency and definitely the blockchain technologies to help quicken their whole process. They're already busy with it, and by 2020 they'll have whatever the final deal might be. So those are my thoughts. And my thoughts are I'm still thinking, but anyway, interesting stuff, interesting times.